Good afternoon, everyone, and to and also good afternoon to my 15 subscribers. Yes, I'm actually going to gripe about this for a little because I only got 15 subscribers. But when I look at my watch time, the watch time is about an hour. I think they add up the videos and it adds up to like an hour or something like that. Probably 5. I am not sure how they calculate these things, but yes, good afternoon to my 15 subscribers. Reason why I say it like that is because I've been putting out stuff. I've been sending it around as much as possible. I haven't promoted it on YouTube as yet. I will pretty soon do that to see how much people would do it would look at it then. But as far as my subscriber count goes, it's been at 15 for the longest, and I'm trying to figure out what am I doing wrong. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm sending it out to whoever I can. I do it on my Facebook pages because I got multiple pages. People follow my page. I really thank everybody who did. But my channel, my page, my Facebook page has almost 50 followers. Why is my channel still at 15 subscribers? Now tell me, how does that work? Is it YouTube doing something? I don't think it's yet. I don't think it's YouTube because whoever subscribes, subscribe. So I think it's you guys, people who look at the video and don't hit the subscribe button. How am I supposed to know who's watching my videos? If you guys don't subscribe, if you guys don't comment, but all the while I'm here putting out stuff, what does that put me to believe? It makes me believe like I'm putting all my valuables in sinking chips. And if that's the case, I might as well take everything down because I don't see the point in having things up and nobody's looking at it. Regardless, we're gonna move away from that because we're not here for that. But that was the concern that I had for the longest, and I just needed to get it out. We are here because there's a week away from Christmas. I'm not gonna put it out any Christmas music out right now. I'm not gonna put any Christmas. As you notice, we didn't start with a Christmas theme. We started with my regular news theme because we have news to deliver. But pretty soon I am going to put something out for Christmas. If you were wondering, there hasn't been any new mixes that I've put out. Well, because I haven't been putting out anything. I've been very, very busy. It's only me, It's only me running this thing called TVN News, called the DJ T's Vibes Network. It's only me running it. That's the one thing you guys need to understand. It's only me, which gives you guys a greater incentive to hit the subscribe button, right? To comment, right? To share what I'm doing. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with people, but when it's their turn, they want to get skyrocketed so that everybody could look at them. Anyways, we are here to deliver news. So let's see what news is there to deliver. Straight off the bat, man dies during struggle with police. What is this about? Let's see. I'm actually gonna read this because I kind of want to know what is this about. Hold on. Once again, I need to see if I could get that the necessary equipment to play this so that all of us could hear it. But I will look into that. In the meantime, I will read it. A 35-year-old man died after he got into a struggle with 4 police officers at the Fox Hill police station yesterday morning. Police said. Before we continue reading the article, let us take a look at when this was released. This was released 4 hours ago, so yesterday meant yesterday, which was the 18th of December 2025. Today is Friday, December 19th, 2025. I just wanted to put that on the record so that everybody would know that this isn't a fluke. This is today's news. This is coming from the Nassau Guardian. I'm reading from there. So you guys can go there and follow up on what I'm reading. That way you guys don't think I'm talking a bunch of baloney. Okay? Anyways, let's continue with the article. Assistant Commissioner Police, ACP, Anton Roming said the incident unfolded at around 10 a.m. sometime this morning. So, at around 10 a.m. sometime this morning, officers here at the Fox Hill police station went to the cell block to retrieve a male suspect who was being housed here at the station. So that was all in quotes just now of what I read. All right. Roming said, quote, upon doing so, the officers, with the intent to take him to court, took him from the cell, and as they did so, this individual began to resist the officers, stating that he wished not to go to court. Quote, officers attempted to handcuff him, and at this time, he held on to one of the officers. Quote, so that's it for that. Roming said officers who were also present at the station came in to assist the transporting officers and defuse the situation. Quote, eventually, as they subdued him, they realized that he became unresponsive. Quote, so that's a closing quote there. Roming said, okay, opening quotes. At this point, the officers contacted the EMS personnel who came to this location. Quote, they examined the individual and determined that he had succumbed at the station here. Quote, wow. Roming said the man was being held for burglary and he had been at the station for 2 days. He added that the man showed signs of aggression. Early in the morning, no officers were hurt during the altercation, and Roming said that the officers involved used a quote, necessary level of force to subdue the deceased. The man had no illnesses or health issues on file by the police, and there were no physical injuries to his body before he became unresponsive. An autopsy will be carried out to determine his cause of death. Roming said, quote, Madam Coroner, she has been informed and she will be conducting a further investigation, and certainly an autopsy will be done to help us determine what was the cause of death. End quote. ACP said. End of article. I personally believe it was his time to go. You know, we have people who die and they're perfectly well. Nothing's wrong with them. You know, it's just their time. Everything happens when it is time to. Nothing happens before it's time. Nothing happens after it's time. Everything is perfectly aligned. If you see something like that happen, it's somebody that's their time to live. You just gotta accept it and move on. Now, granted, they could do autopsies all they want. I'm just saying that nothing happens before or after it's time. Everything happens when it's time. That's what I believe. That is essentially what I believe. It is 6 days until the big day for us as Bahamians. We celebrate it. We go hard on it. We eat a lot that day. We open gifts that day. We go to church that day. And that day is Christmas. Now, what I want to say here is everybody's been talking about Junkanoo, but nobody's been talking about the carnival. I haven't even heard a word from anybody who I usually speak to about the carnival. What is going on with the carnival? Based on what I know, hold on a second. Based on what I know, the Christmas Carnival at Clifford Park is in full swing. This began December 5th, 2025. Which day that was, I am not sure, and I'm not about to go open my calendar and check that. So you guys could do the specific entries on that one. We leave that to y'all. To my 15 subscribers, and I quote, anyways. Nassau Carnival. Okay. So, as far as I know, it is open to everyone. Rides and games, though, you gotta pay for those. And they sell the usually when you go to the gate, you gotta pay to get in. You know, all that stuff going on. That stuff you gotta get your wristband, put that on. Usually, it's different prices for the children and the adults. We all know that stuff because we all went there before sometime in our lives. If you never went, well, I can see why. It's getting too expensive to go. We get it. Based on what I know also, all of this is being brought to us by, I think it's McFurdy Enterprises. McFurdy Enterprises is who it's being brought to us by. And they're bringing festivities and a holiday fun to the capital. So, yeah. So, the Junkanoo parades accompany these things. Which is what I've been saying. But I haven't heard anything about the carnival. Right? So, I'm actually kind of curious as to what is going on with the carnival. But based on what I know, that is what I know. The usual, it happens every year type deal. And it closes on January. It closes in January. That's when it normally goes away. Sometimes it even extends to February depending on what's going on. But typically it's from December to January. Typically. I've been hearing other rumors. Like it's been made free for constituents of that area. I'm not going to go into any more specifics of that, but I've been hearing rumors of that. But nothing has been um, set in stone in terms of that. So I'm going to go based off of what's been happening yearly. And I'm going to go based off of what I heard and what I just read to you guys. Now let's take this TVN news broadcast isn't going to be lasting about an hour long. So I'm going to probably read 2 more articles and call it quits for today. And I'm going to say it again to my 15 subscribers because I'm still befuddled. I don't know what's going on with that, but you guys aren't hitting the sub button. I don't know what's up with it, but I guess it is what it is. And speaking of Junkanoo, since I just read Carnival, let's look at Junkanoo. Bahamas Junkanoo Festival kicks off in Pompey Square. Let's check that out. This has been drafted, well, not technically drafted, this has been published 4 hours ago. So we just got this today. I'm reading this from the Nassau Guardian if you guys want to follow along. Hold on. Let me get there. It's 3-day Bahamas Junkanoo Festival in Pompey Square yesterday. So this began yesterday, which was Thursday, December 18, 2025. The vibrant colors of Junkanoo costumes, the beat of the drum, of the goatskin drum, drums, and the ring of the cowbells attracted a sea of tourists and residents alike. So let me read that over so that you guys can get a clarity of what I'm saying. The vibrant colors of the Junkanoo costumes, the beat of the goatskin drums, and the ring of the cowbells attracted a sea of tourists and residents alike. Street vendors displayed bites of Bahamian cuisines and straw work. There were also live band performances and other trinkets that displayed authentic Bahamian arts on display. Quote. Beginning quote. That's what I'm gonna say beginning quote from now on so you guys know. Because some of these articles are so funny, they'd put beginning quote and they wouldn't end it. So I'm just going to say beginning quote. The authentically Bahamian unit in the cultural and authentic events is hosting a Christmas festival called Feel the Rhythm of the Holidays. End quote. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Ministry of Tourism's Director of Cultural and Authentic Events, Nikki Simmons, told the Nassau Guardian. All right. 2 days of excitement for our visitors, especially our cruise ship visitors. They're learning how to make Bahamian ornaments. That is beautiful. They're learning about storytelling as it relates to stories that you and I would have grown up on around Christmas time. And they are participating in food demonstrations. This is good news, guys. This is good news. Opening quote: Dynamite Daisy is going to be here doing skits with them. Puzzle has been teaching them some rake and scrape moves. See, they didn't put an end quote. That's why I said I'm just gonna follow the script here. Beginning quote: We're doing this for 2 days. There's just lots of fun here in Pompey Square today. End quote. The 3-day festival, the 3-day mini festival, I don't know why it's mini, but okay, is an introduction of the 2025 Boxing Day and 2026 New Year's Day parade that will take place on Bay Street. The celebration was designed to give cruise ship visitors and stopover tourists a chance to experience Christmas in the Bahamas by being immersed into the Junkanoo culture. In the midst of the rhythmic Junkanoo rush out, Philadelphia residents Dr. Alyssa Renegu and Stacy Inegu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing them correctly, regardless, from Nigeria, expressed their love for the Bahamas and its culture. Beginning quote: I just came from Nigeria, end quote, he told the Nassau Guardian. Stacey Inegu added, beginning quote, it was great. I loved it. Like I said, it reminds me of home, end quote. Philadelphia residents Patrice and Joseph said that they enjoyed the celebration. End quote. Beginning quote. So, I decided to come over here for the first time to experience it. Okay. And it's great. End quote. Beginning quote. I'm having a good time. End quote. Patrice said. Joseph added. Beginning quote. I just got a beer. Beginning quote. You know it helps the local economy and helps the local shops. I love it here. And I come maybe 3 times a year. End quote. End of article. So, as you know, we talked about it just a while ago. I said I heard a lot about Junkanoo. A lot. We've been hearing, you see, the Junkanoo parades are coming up. I don't know what the dispute against the Valley Boys was, how it all ended. I didn't hear about that, but we've been hearing disputes between the Valley Boys, because remember the Valley Boys split apparently into 2 different groups. We've been hearing disputes about that, name wise, seed money wise, regardless. We've been hearing about that. But I haven't heard a single word about the carnival until I just read it today. So I don't know what's going on with that. And I'm going to keep bringing that up because last year I've heard a lot about the carnival. This year I haven't heard anything and I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, these people had a good time with this 3-day festival, 3-day mini festival, however you want to call it, for cruise ship visitors. I think that was a good idea. I think that was a good initiative what they did. And Dynamite Daisy is just Dynamite Daisying all over the place. She's been everywhere. She's even been to our school before I left. She's been doing stuff. So she's been doing her dues, right? And congrats to her. Congrats to Puzzle for showing people how to rake and scrape. And I really think it's pretty amazing how they did food demonstration. That right there is amazing. It's bringing tourists in. It's doing all of that, right? But there's a lot of stuff that I want to touch on in regards to these topics. This is why I'm going to have the blind perspective. I keep saying that I'm going to do it, but I need time. I need time because there's a lot of stuff to go into. For example, I'm going to hash something out right here on this. I know this is supposed to be a news broadcast, right? But I'm just going to give you guys a taste of the blind perspective, right? This same initiative that I just read, this same article, I'm going to take another route. I'm going to give you guys a tunnel as to this same thing that they did. This whole 3-day mini festival, whatever you want to call it, for cruise ship visitors, right? They've made, I'm pretty sure, in the lucrative spectrum, in the financial spectrum, they've made probably a lucrative amount. They've made a lucrative amount, I can tell you, because a number of people come off of cruise ships to experience this, right? And now let's take this to our daily living as not only Bahamians, but guess who else is struggling with this stuff? US people. We're going to take a dive into the disabled area. Take a look at us, right? Look at what we have to deal with on the daily. And all of this stuff is going on in terms of finding ways to generate cash for the government and what's not and stuff like that, right? All of this is going on. But why aren't we getting anything? You know, even the elderly and the retired, I heard that their pension, something's going on with that too. Why aren't we getting a raise? I think we deserve a raise. Why do we deserve a raise? Guess what else is rising? Inflation is rising. Costs on food is rising. Everything is rising in terms of prices. Why don't you guys raise what we get? Right? I mean, it would just make sense. Wouldn't it make sense to raise what we get so that we can fair share the cash, right? So that we could get what we need without breaking the bank? I mean, if you guys keep it to where we are right now, it's not going to make any sense. It's like you have you have a building, right? You have a shop. You decide to build this shop right where the cruise ship people come in. Your shop is only small enough for the average person. No big crowd could fit in it. Yet you're trying to raise tons and tons of money from those people coming in. Why don't you expand your shop so that everybody could come in at the same time? You get more people on, and you could just generate cash flow that way. And I'm pretty sure that all of that is possible. People ask me, I speak about these ideas. People ask me, how do you get these ideas to come to being? Well, there's many ways. See what the government is doing? Look at this 3-day festival, for an example. Everybody's making cash flow from this. Whoever is a part of it, the vendors, everybody is making cash flow from this. And the government is funding it. So the government is definitely making cash flow from the tourists coming in doing what they gotta do. Not just the vendors. The government is too. So if you think about it now, you think that the person who have their shop by the entrance as to where the cruise ships come. If they generate enough, they could expand. And even if they don't have enough, if they show that they are working, that they know what they're doing, to people who could fund them, they could expand. Ain't nothing stopping them from expanding. It's just that they gotta expand to accommodate these people. Once they do that and they hire other people to work with them, they could get a generation thing. Not generation to say family generation, but they could get a generating. That's the word I want to use. A generating revenue of cash flow going to support them, to support whoever working for them, whoever working with them. Everybody could get a portion. And to put that back to what I'm saying in terms of the blind perspective, us people who are disabled, the government can help us. It's not like they can't. It's just that how they're doing what they're doing now, they're using the money for different objectives. Different objectives. See, there's a lot of stuff that I could dive into, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick a giant pin right here. This has been TVN News. It has been a pleasure coming here today to share with you guys news. And we only read 3 articles today. I'm not going to read any more because I only got 15 subscribers. 3 times 5 is 15, right? So I read 3 articles today. You guys have 5 senses. Use them. And I got 15 subscribers. So because of all of that, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, keep on vibing. Thank you very much. Have a good day.